September. Then come up and see.
Welcome back to Local 4 Live, everybody. We're going to talk about that forecast with Ashley in just a moment. But first, I want to introduce you to Rob Atterbury, who is a three-time cancer survivor, but also wants to give a lot of credit to U of M and the work that they did helping him. Rob, so first of all, your story. I mean, you survived 3 different types of cancer?
No, one cancer, 3 different places.
Okay.
Yeah, and U of M literally saved my life in 2013.
We say that anecdotally, but you don't.
No, it's true. So I was supposed to be dead, and they saved my life.
Okay, so what does today mean to you then? We'll go for a spring because there's another speech happening over there. What does this mean for you, being here?
It means the world to me. And I love swimming, and swimming means the world to me. And this means the world to me. And it's an amazing event that helps U of M Rogo Cancer Center. And you have to come here. It's the most amazing thing in the world.
So when you were diagnosed, first of all, how long ago was it? And what was that process like for you?
Almost 14 years ago. I've been in it for almost 14 years.
Okay.
Yeah. And every day is the best day ever.
Yeah.
My boys are amazing. My wife's amazing. My sister's amazing. My brother-in-law's amazing. My niece and nephew are amazing. My mom's amazing. My in-laws are amazing. My friends are amazing.
Speaking of friends,
my best friend, James Collins, is going to be here in a little bit.
Okay.
That guy did all half Ironmans and full Ironman with me.
Really? So when you look out here and you see all these people who are all here for one reason, to support and raise money for cancer research, what do you think? How do you feel?
I feel unbelievably overwhelmed. It's amazing. And it's truly, it wasn't here in 2018, and now it's here.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Rob, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Go.
Thank you. He's going to walk right there. There he goes. There goes Rob. All right, I do want to talk to Ashley about the forecast today. Ashley, I thought about it this morning, and I was going to put shorts on, and then I thought, I don't know, are shorts the most professional thing for a newscaster to do? So I put jeans on, and I am regretting that decision.
Jeans, like of all pants, you pick jeans. That's going to really trap the heat.
Fabric, sir.
Oh yeah, some lighter fabric. Let's call Lululemon or something and get you something a little more breathable. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much, Nick. But it is going to be toasty, and this isn't even the warmest day heading into the weekend. And with that heat and humidity, we're tracking storm potential. Luckily, it's not going to be till the later part of the day, so all the activity that you see out there with Nick, that should be A-OK. Chances will be best to the west today for severe storms to develop, but we're not ruling it out here on the east side. Humidity, crank it up with that heat, as I mentioned, through the weekend. Tomorrow's temperatures will feel almost like we're in the triple digits, and with that heat and humidity clashing with a cold front on Saturday, that's going to bring more storm potential for the next 48 hours. So right now we are sitting on either side of 70, trending a little warmer at Metro Airport at 74 compared to Port Huron at 66. But a lot of the suburbs hanging tight in the low 70s. So warm front has lifted across our area, now into mid-Michigan. I've circled it there on the map because you can see some of that instability behind the warm front. A few sub-severe storms on the west side of the state, but now I've circled the area off to our west that would be more multicellular, a cluster of storms that potentially works its way in throughout the later part of today. Now that severe threat, well, it's kind of been ping-ponging back and forth. Storm Prediction Center puts out these outlooks, and this time yesterday we were under this green marginal level 1 risk, and then yesterday afternoon they upgraded it to slight, and then this morning they took it back and peeled it back to the west side of the state. So there's been a lot of uncertainty with this type of forecast, and so it does become a little more complex. But you see the west side of the state down towards Kansas City, that elevated risk. We're under the level 1, which means we could see wind gusts around 60 miles per hour, small hail, and some localized flooding, although it will not be a widespread event. Tomorrow's the better chance of seeing stronger storms develop. That's where we do have the level 2 slight risk for severe weather across southeastern Michigan. That comes with a clashing cold front. So damaging wind gusts, we're going to elevate that hazard threat for tomorrow, and then everything's pretty much on the table. We can't rule that out. Back to today, your planner for your Friday, those storm chances increase after the lunch hour. We should top out in the mid to upper 80s. You can see how that does push into Livingston County around noon, and then we'll still have some activity around 2. We have the potential for storms to stick around all the way till about 10 o'clock tonight. Now, obviously not a widespread event, but a little more active into the thumb region throughout the evening. And then tomorrow, there's that cold front sneaking in the picture, and we'll have a couple scattered storms possible as we head into the early evening. But by the time we get to about 7, 8 o'clock, I think we have that more organized line of storms ahead of the front. And then we're going to be drying things out for the second half of the weekend. But now talking temperatures, low 90s tomorrow, and those feels like temperatures in yellow are going to be around 100. 100. So oppressive heat Saturday, and unfortunately that cold front doesn't bring us a ton of relief. Upper 80s on Sunday. We'll stay pretty much dry through Tuesday as we hover right around that 90-degree mark, and then more storm chances the middle of next week. So that's your 7-day forecast, and luckily we're not talking storms on radar right now, or I think that would be a different picture for Nick, who is out live today.
Jennifer Teeter.
Oh my gosh, Ashley, I am so happy that your forecast does not have any rain or storms coming across the Detroit River and across Belle Isle right now. Forgive me, everybody, I am golf whispering right now because I want to show you that we have some speakers that are up here right now that have dealt with cancer, their families, why they're out here raising money for research. When we come back, Priya is going to give us a news update, but then when we come back here to Belle Isle, we'll talk about more on Swim Across America, and you'll hear from the actual folks at the Rogel Center at U of M on how this money is going to help them fight cancer when we come back.
Good Friday morning. I'm Priya Mann with a Local 4 News update. This morning, the 4 men accused of killing a businessman are set to go in front of a judge in about 30 minutes. Oakland County Sheriff's deputies found Sam Cinco shot to death at his marijuana grow business in Pontiac back in January. Authorities say the motive was drugs, as 50 pounds of marijuana was stolen. All 4 men are scheduled to be in court at 9 for a preliminary exam. Plus, we are getting a live look out at Belle Isle this morning. It is the Swim Across America Motor City Mile. Next on Local 4 Live, swimmers getting ready to head into the Detroit River, all for a good cause, raising money for cancer research. Our Nick Monticelli is on the road at the Detroit Yacht Club on the island, and he will be back in just a few minutes. And Ashley is also back with a look at your forecast in just a few. Keep it here.
downtown Detroit. Local 4 Live starts right now.
Hey everybody, again, welcome to Local 4 Live on Belle Isle this morning as we're here for Swim Across America, the Motor City Mile edition. We are raising money for cancer research and patient care. A live look with drone over the Detroit River now, where we have multiple boats ready for the swimmers who will be hitting the water in about 20 or 30 minutes from now. I do want to show you some history on how we got to this point and how much money has been raised here just in the city of Detroit for Swim Across America. Some of those numbers since the start of Swim for America in 1987, more than $100 million has been raised to fund major cancer research projects. The Motor City Mile, that one started back in 2019, raising more than $500,000 already. Now, each charity swim is partnered with an academic or research hospital. For Detroit, it is the U of M Rogel Cancer Center. And speaking of the U of M Rogel Cancer Center, I have two ladies right here who happen to be part of that group. Thank you so much for joining us. There are so many people who don't even know what this event is as it grows and grows. Can you kind of walk us through why we're here, what we're doing, and why it means so much to you?
Sure. We're here to raise money for innovative research into cancer. It means a lot to me because I've been working in clinical research for 10 years, and I'm also a cancer survivor. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2019, and right now I'm disease-free. So, yeah, excited to be here.
So, forgive me because I don't know all of your backstory, but was it your diagnosis and your treatment that then led you to research, or were you already in the field beforehand?
I was already in the field. Yeah.
That's a horrible irony.
You know, it's funny. I think I was grateful to have a disease that I understood rather than one that I didn't, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
So, again, can we back up a little bit? For those who have no idea what Swim Across America is all about, can you kind of describe what's happening right now, what's going to happen here in a little bit in the river?
Yeah, so there's a number of individuals who have signed up to swim this event. There's different distances, and the funds go to innovative cancer research at the Rogel Cancer Center.
Yeah. Okay, so I also want to bring in your friend over here who is not swimming but rollerblading across Belle Isle. A totally different approach here. What's going on?
So I am going to do the swim first.
Oh, you are doing both. Oh my gosh. Okay.
And then I'll rollerblade. There's also a thing called Swim Across America My Way, where people who aren't swimmers or don't feel comfortable in open water can do some other athletic event of their choice to raise money, also for cancer research. So I'm going to skate 100K around the island just to show
100K?
Yes, just to show people what they can do, and also that Belle Isle is such a beautiful place to do such an event.
It really is. You know, I've talked to a few people who've been out here early this morning, and what's hitting me incredibly is that there's a lot of emotion here. People have a strong connection to what we're doing. Do you feel the same way?
Absolutely. I try to encourage everyone from my lab and my building to come out and participate just to see how much cancer research means to their community.
Now, speaking of research, I know that we can't have research if we don't have funding, right? That's a huge aspect of it. So, in terms of the kind of funding needed, I'm sure we shouldn't put a dollar amount on it because we could use trillions of dollars to do it right. But again, what does it mean to be able to raise even a few dollars to try to keep what you're doing moving forward?
Yeah, like I said, I'm here because I want more people to have a chance to survive like I did. If it wasn't for decades of research before I was diagnosed, I don't think the outcome would have been the same. So I'm grateful for that. It does take a lot. It takes a lot of funds. It takes a lot of people. It takes a lot of dedication. We both work in labs, and so we know that it can be like long, tedious hours before you have an outcome. And so, yeah.
And I want to ask you too, as somebody who works in the research side of things, we keep trying to find the cure, right? We have treatments and things are getting so much better, but is there ever an amount of frustration when you can't get the actual cure and cancer can just go away?
Well, I think there's a lot of variability in cancer, and I work in a prostate cancer research lab, and we think it's moving more towards personalized medicine. So determining what a patient's individual genetic program is, gene expression before and after treatment, who becomes resistant to certain drugs and why, and trying to develop specific targeted treatments for those people.
So more about the why and less about the aftermath, right?
Exactly.
Same question for you. I mean, it must be very tedious to work in a lab all day long, 5, 6, 7 days a week. And I mean, you've made amazing strides, right? And that must feel great. But again, it's still something we're always going to be fighting for now, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think we still have a long fight ahead of us. That's why an event like this is important to, keep all of that moving forward. And I will say, for me, one of the something I'll never forget in my journey of treatment was seeing on my treatment plan the words "with curative intent," and that just to know that that was a possibility for me. Hopefully, will be a possibility for more people in the future.
Yeah. Okay, last question for both of you. What is it like when you hit the water, when you're swimming with all these people, you come back to, we'll call it the finish line, even though it's not a race, right? What is this whole event? How does it make you feel?
Oh my gosh, I'm a rookie. I'm like looking forward to seeing how I feel at the end. Like I'm nervous and excited, and yeah.
Okay, same question. What's it feel like?
It's pretty incredible and inspiring. I just try to be not be the last one out of the water, honestly, but it's just so much fun. I keep coming back.
Ladies, thank you so much for your time this morning, and thank you for everything you were doing to try to treat and eventually, hopefully, cure cancer one day. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so the sun is coming back out again. It was nice in the shade for a little while. As you can see, there's still so many things happening before the actual event gets going. We are talking with survivors. We are talking about family members. We're talking about researchers here. More on Swim for America, Swim Across America, here live on Belle Isle. A live look with Drone 4 shows you exactly what we're talking about and how many people are already here. We'll talk more about this when we come back here on Local 4 Live in 90 seconds.
And taking a live look of Drone 4 over Belle Isle right now. That's where Swim Across America will begin in just a few moments. Right now, you can see swimmers starting to go just near the starting line for the Motor City Mile. All of it, of course, in an effort to raise awareness and money for cancer research. And our Nick Monticelli is live there with all the fun. Nick, just incredible stories of the participants. We're going to get to him in just a few moments. But first, we do want to take a look at some of the top stories that we're following this morning. A Detroit bus driver is facing serious charges after a violent incident due in court. Troy Lincoln allegedly stabbed a passenger during an argument on July 1st. It happened near Gratiot and East 7 Mile Road. The victim, a 25-year-old man from Warren, suffered injuries to his stomach and face. Lincoln is charged with assault with intent to murder and other serious offenses. He was arraigned last week with a $50,000 bond. And taking a live look over in Ann Arbor right now, where the University of Michigan is launching its search for a new president. It comes 2 months after Santa Ono's departure. The Board of Regents hired a Chicago search firm to lead. This is the second presidential search in just 3 years. Until the next person is found, Dearborn Chancellor Domenico Grasso is serving as interim president. And taking a live look at our nation's capital this morning, where a trade war is escalating between the U.S. and Canada. President Trump is threatening to slap a 35% tariff on Canadian imports. According to posts that he made on Truth Social, the higher tariff will start on August 1st. Canada is one of the U.S.'s biggest trading partners and the top buyer of goods from the U.S. The president and Canada's prime minister have struggled to make a trade deal. President Trump says it's possible the tariff could go even higher. And let's take a look at the stock futures board this morning. That Canadian tariff announcement already impacting the futures. Losses today will push the market into the red for the week. But investors are watching out for next week. Next week, we can expect second quarter earnings for major companies, plus a release of key inflation data. On Tuesday, we can expect the June Consumer Price Index, which gives us an idea how many people and how much people are spending. And we do want to get out live to Belle Isle this morning, and that's where my buddy Nick is at Swim Across America. Nick, you're having a blast out there.
Yeah, but I miss you, Priya.
I miss you too.
You want to come join me?
Would love to. Would love to. But I hear that are you wearing jeans and you should have worn shorts?
What are the orange booties?
100%, yes. Ashley failed me. No, she didn't.
No, I think
fail me.
you
She
failed
told
you.
me.
She's
I just didn't
saying what
listen.
back
I didn't
there?
pay attention. Yeah, no. Exactly. Yeah. All right. So, welcome to Belle Isle, everybody. Swim Across America. There is a kind of a logistics briefing happening as we speak right now, reminding swimmers of what the course, what the turns are going to be, all that good stuff. I want to show you a live picture over Drone 4 right now as all of the people lining here at the beach at Belle Isle. Swim Across America is going to get going in about 15-20 minutes. We'll take you back here live to show you all the swimmers and tell you the stories of why they're here as we're funding cancer research and patient care on Swim Across America Motor City Edition. We'll be right back.
because Michael was swimming.
Welcome back to Local 4 Live, everybody. We're here at Swim Across America, the Motor City edition, which is raising money for cancer research and patient care all across the country. Julia is with the national organization. She's in charge of safety and logistics and making sure the race actually happens. I keep calling it a race, but I guess it's not technically a race, right?
Right. We don't want anybody racing, so we say it is just a nice, lovely swim. So that's correct.
So I want to talk more about the actual event. You know, there are plenty of people who don't know about this yet, which we're trying to change, right? This is a huge fundraiser for cancer research and care all across the country, but every city gets to kind of choose their benefactor, right?
That's correct. So currently we have 25 swims nationwide, coast to coast, and all of those community swims are linked to a beneficiary. So, for example, in Detroit, the beneficiary is University of Michigan Rogel Cancer Center. So you could go to Texas, and the beneficiary would be Baylor Scott and White. You could go to another event in Texas, and the beneficiary would be MD Anderson.
Gotcha.
So it's really just different according to where the swims are and what they're funding.
Gotcha. Can you kind of explain what's happening behind me here? I see swimmers lining up. Oh, this is a photo, actually.
Yeah.
That I can figure out.
So yeah, they do. Right after we do the photo, the swimmers line up and they go through the arch and begin their swim. So we start with our 2-milers in the water first. Okay. Because they do 4 loops, so it takes them a little bit longer. And then you will see that after the 4-mile swimmers go in, we take the 1-mile swimmers, and then we take the half-mile swimmers. And you can see out there we have tons of safety resources. We spend a lot of time planning through the course of the year, making sure that we're keeping everybody safe and have all the right assets on the water.
Yeah, speaking of, I was looking at the boats out there. I see, I think it's Coast Guard. We see City out there. There's lots of people involved here.
Yes, tons. So, you know, I always say that the organization, we can't exist unless we have safe events. And so it is one of the pillars of our organization is our safety. So as you mentioned, out there you have these massive boats that are anchored, engines off at the corners to keep people from going too far down or too far up. You have guards, open water certified guards on stand-up.
I don't want to cut you up, but I want to just get out of the way here for a moment so Eric can show the photo op happening. Oh, he's showing the course, the photos over there. Eric, let's go this way. I want to show the photo op that's happening on our other side here. There are, Julia, so many stories that seem to come out of every event here. Do you have your own? Is there a reason that you're involved too?
Yeah, it's really funny that you said that. So when I started doing some work for Swim Across America, I was a fundraiser. I was a swimmer raising money for a friend who had cancer, and shortly thereafter I received my own diagnosis. And I retired from the corporate world and came to work full-time for Swim Across America, began treatment, and achieved remission last year.
Oh, congratulations. This means a lot for you then.
Yeah, it does, and that's why I totally understand and appreciate what all these swimmers are doing with raising funds and getting there. Because I'm one of those people, so it matters.
It matters. Julia, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for putting this on. This is such a great event. We really appreciate this.
Come back next year. We want to see you swim.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll wear a bathing suit. These jeans are killing me here.
Yeah, wear your bathing suit next year. We'll put you in the water.
Okay. Speaking of my jeans, Ashley, as we get it back to the studio for Ashley's forecast here, one of the parts of the safety briefing that Julia gave here was talking about how the air temperature out here, mid-70s or so, the water temperature is basically the same thing, 74, I think she said. So she was saying those who are in wetsuits trying to stay warm, probably take them off because it's going to get a little warm on both sides.
Well, we need to keep this a family-friendly affair here. So, so you keep your jeans on, they keep their wetsuits on, and everybody's happy.
And hot.
And hot, yes. It just sounded funny. So thank you. Thank you, Nick. Let's talk about that forecast. We'll get back to you in just a second. But we do have the chance for some showers and storms today. Heat and humidity will continue to be on the rise through the weekend, and we'll have really a couple rounds of storm potential. One today going into the afternoon, another one as we head into your Saturday as that humidity cranks up and clashes with a cold front. But another body of water out there, there's the lake in Belleville, 74 degrees over at Metro Airport, not far from Belleville, 72 in Ann Arbor, 74 in Howell, and still trending below that 70-degree mark in Port Huron. So we have that warm front lifting that will continue to usher in the warmer air over the next couple of days. But warm fronts always bring some instability. So that's why we see some sub-severe storms firing off in southwest Michigan. Then we have that cluster of activity that's been pushing through Iowa this morning, and that could lead to some more storm potential, especially in the west side of the state. Today, we're under that slight risk for severe weather from the west side all the way off towards Kansas City. But for those of us here in Metro Detroit, we're under that level 1 marginal risk. So what's on the table? Okay, we could see some damaging wind gusts around 60 miles per hour. Small hail and isolated flooding can't be ruled out. And the window will be mainly the lunch hour and into the evening. And I know it's a broad window, but you'll see exactly where we're anticipating that to fire off within that time frame in a moment. I do also want to jump ahead to tomorrow because that slight risk that's off to our west then shifts into our area as a cold front will clash with the heat and humidity from that warm front. And we have a better chance for seeing some stronger storms developing come tomorrow, with damaging wind gusts being elevated as a threat. And we also can't rule out some isolated tornadoes. So 86 for the high today. And after the lunch hours, when we start to see some of that activity, so you see here that warm front's lifting, and then you get a couple of those cells that begin to develop. Now, this is a new model run just coming in, and that does create a more robust system around 7 o'clock and putting us into that evening window. And a similar time frame tomorrow as we get into that 2 to 10 o'clock window where you could see some of those stronger cells develop. So stay with your forewarned weather team. Highs are going to hover on either side of 90 all the way through Wednesday of next week. So maybe find your favorite body of water and try to cool off over the next few days. And we're going to send it back out live to Nick, who will try to figure out a way to stay cool in those jeans out there.
Listen, Ashley, I am trying, but it's not going to happen, honestly. You're looking live at the start and the finish line of Swim Across America. They are about to jump into the Detroit River. The photographers are already in the Detroit River. You got your weight? What do you got? Some water shoes? You're good to go? Got to get the shot no matter what, right? She said she made that mistake once. All right, we're going to take a very short break here. When we come back, hopefully we'll be able to show you these swimmers in the Detroit River as we're raising money for the Rogel Center at U of M as we try to fund more cancer research and patient care here in Detroit and all across America. Welcome back to Local 4 Live, everybody. A live look right now at Swim Across America as the 2-mile folks with the orange camps are about to jump into the Detroit River and start their swim as they raise money. Should we do like an on your mark, get set, go? How do we do this, Julia? Do it. Just do it? Okay. Oh, don't just do it. Somebody else says no. Oh, we have to count. We got to, oh, we're counting the swimmers. Okay. We're going to wait and just watch it. I love this. Live television, everybody. We've got the horns out. All the swimmers are ready to go. Swimmers, are you ready? Like one's ready. They were saying that the water temperature is 74 degrees, so it's a beautiful temperature to jump on into the Detroit River right there. You've got all the safety boats outside, all the buoys. Oh, here we go. Here we go. They are, I guess they're off. It's kind of a slow start, which as they count the swimmers. Again, because this is not a race, this is just an opportunity to raise money for cancer research. You can see all the people again. The orange caps, that signifies that they are doing the 2-mile run, the 2-mile swim, I should say, the longest, which is 4 loops around all the boats here. A live look over at Drone 4 is showing you all of the people that are coming into the Detroit River right now. Swimmers, is it warm? Is it comfortable? It's comfortable, they say. It's a comfortable swim for now. What a fantastic opportunity to see what they're doing and see it live here on Local 4 Live. Oh, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and they're off. Now I understand. You have to do it once to get what happens here. You have to count the swimmers nice and slow across the start line, and then they can actually start their swim. As I just mentioned, the water's 74 degrees, and if you look over not only Drone 4, but the ground camera here as well, you can see the course is set up very succinctly, very safely. You've got not only kayakers in the water to help with any issues, but you've got large boats on the outside perimeter making sure the swimmers don't go the wrong way down the Detroit River. And of course, a lot of Coast Guard, city, and other officials out here just working on safety. Again, the orange cap signifies that this is the group doing the 2-mile loop, which means 4 times around this course. I don't know if I can make it a quarter of a mile around this course, but I'm thinking maybe I'll try to do it next year. As we mentioned earlier, every swimmer here is part of a team, and those teams are raising money for cancer research and patient care through Swim Across America. There are 25 different cities that host this event. For Detroit, this is our 6th year doing it. Detroit has raised close to $500,000 over those 6 years. This year, they just announced right here about a moment ago during the photo op, they've raised $95,000. So $95,000 raised just this year alone, and all that money is going to the Rogel Center at U of M. That is their cancer treatment center in Ann Arbor. A fantastic reason to be out here and enjoy what we have here at Belle Isle. We're going to take a short break here on Local 4 Live as you're looking at all of these swimmers doing the 2-mile loop. A beautiful day and a beautiful reason to be raising money. We'll be back in just a moment.
From downtown Detroit, Local 4 Live starts right now.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Local 4 Live. It is 9 a.m. here on a beautiful Friday. As you're looking live with Drone 4, you can see the Pink Cats are now in the Detroit River. This is the group that is doing a 1-mile loop here to raise money for Swim Across America, which helps fund cancer research and cancer care all across America. This is the Motor City edition, the Detroit edition here again in the Detroit River on Belle Isle. A beautiful day. As you can see, it's a very comfortable 70 so degrees. I'm gonna let it count down. And the next wave is off, the next wave of swimmers again. So the backstory here is that each swimmer in the Detroit River has an opportunity to raise money either as part of a team or even as an individual. This year alone, they've raised $95,000 for cancer research, and the Detroit version of Swim Across America has been going in Detroit for 6 years. In totality, they've raised about $500,000 in all. So not too shabby numbers for an event that's only been going on 6 years. Again, in Detroit, it's been going on much longer than that throughout the rest of the country. In fact, Detroit is one of 25 cities hosting an event just like this, as you see the second wave of swimmers that are out there in the Detroit River. I do want to come back over here live to the ground right now. Tara is one of the folks who has a lot of experience with cancer, not only research, but as a patient herself. I'm going to bring you into the sunlight, if you don't mind, just a little bit so we can see your face, so we can see the swimmers behind us. And you have an entourage, but you guys can come on over here as well and look great in the background. Just don't step in the river unless you want to cool off a little bit. Tara, I want to ask you, you've got a lot of experience. You spent most of your time, there's still no sun on your face, is there? Come on this way. There we go. What's your story? You spent most of your time at the Rogel Center working as a clinician, right?
Yes, I'm an oncology nurse, and I had the wonderful opportunity to work in many different roles between my years of employment there. I learned so much from the talented and expert physician scientists who are conducting research with the funds that we've raised here today. And I learned about the importance of this research and the critical need for the research in it that propel and support advancements in medicine through their instruction, their education, the hard work that they did, as well as the other members of the interdisciplinary care team. I was responsible for working in the clinical research infusion unit with Jessica Pott there. The last time in my last
Oh, she's working.
Okay.
She's working.
In the last role that I served in at the Rogel Cancer Center prior to being recruited after finishing my master's degree in nursing to work in industry, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer, triple negative breast cancer in 2023. Just
so for those of us that don't understand, what does triple negative mean?
Okay, well, triple negative is a type of breast cancer, and it is one of the more aggressive types of breast cancer. And I've learned through the care that I provided as an oncology nurse and working in the clinical research unit, and alongside those other clinicians I mentioned, as well as my patient experience, I've learned that there's still work to be done, and that's why this event is so important. All of us have been touched by cancer in some way or another, and I really care a lot about making sure that I do my part to advocate and to participate in these type of events that help to raise awareness, in addition to supporting the hard work that everyone is doing to make things better for our friends, loved ones, and our community. And
please forgive my kind of callous question, but when you get a diagnosis of such an aggressive form of cancer, what goes through your mind? And especially for somebody who knows exactly what the next months and years are going to look like.
For me, fortunately, I have practice with having those conversations with people, or sitting in a clinical exam room when a clinician, a physician, or nurse practitioner, or physician's assistant was having a discussion like that with the patient. And I honed the skills of meeting patients where they were at the time of their journey, at whatever point they were at in their journey. And so I was therefore able to pivot and direct all of the skills I acquired during my work experience inward to care for myself.
It had to be very difficult, though, because, you know, we're working as a clinician to be able to work with patients, but then yourself, that's a totally different kind of conversation and feel, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely a different kind of conversation and feel, but I have been so fortunate to meet so many very talented people in the clinical care world, as well as meet some amazing patients. And the patients have taught me how to live well and also how to die well. Those patients are impressed upon my heart, and they have done, a great job of teaching all of us how to carry a lantern through the darkness that our loved ones and support system experience when they're trying to be caregivers. And speaking of caregivers, I want to just mention that all three of these individuals are individuals who have attended infusions with me. These two, Amy Lawsky and Jennifer Teeter, are teammates in my current role. There's another former colleague at Michigan Medicine who is not able to be here today, and others I wish that I could acknowledge too, but I just want to say that the role of the caregivers is really important, and Jeremiah was just at an infusion with me yesterday.
You've got a lot of love for these people.
And he's come all the way from Kauai to help participate in this.
You're from Hawaii? Wow, okay, we're gonna take a break real quick and let us cameras show the next wave of swimmers that are heading out there. Tara, when you see all the people that are here to raise money for research and patient care, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel very excited and happy to see that awareness is being raised in our community and that an event like this is being supported. I know there are many different types of events and fundraising efforts that are being done, but I understand too that with the work that needs to be done with regard to the advancements in medicine, that the clinical research is really important. And I love this event with Swim Across America because they make sure that the Rogel Cancer Center's clinical research team and organization is the direct recipient of all of the funds raised for this, and I'm just...
They'll use it the right way. Yeah.
Yes, and I know that those clinicians are incredibly passionate about the work they're doing to improve the quality of care for patients, and it makes me super excited and just very happy and joyful to see that we're celebrating people's lives in this way, whether it is through somebody who's courageously supporting a cancer survivor or someone who is honoring the memory of a cancer patient who has since passed. We're celebrating life, we're enjoying all the life that is to be lived beyond a diagnosis, because we know that cancer diagnoses don't define us.
Right. Speaking of, I have one last question for you. Where are you at in your treatment journey?
I am currently receiving treatment, and it is going very well. And my imaging, thank God, and thank the modern medicine and the support system, like the three behind us here, and others, my family and my care teams that I've been blessed to be connected with. I have no evidence of disease on my imaging, but we know that it takes approximately 1 million cancer cells to aggregate in order to show up on an MRI image. So that doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't a cancer cell in my body. So that's why I'm continuing to receive infusions to ensure that we're doing everything we can to treat any of those rogue cells from taking up residence on my otherwise healthy body.
Tara, thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for being out here. I'll tell you what, this has been an amazing, eye-opening experience for so many of us this morning. This is an event that's been going on, again, 6 years in the Detroit area, but not many people know about it. I'm trying to find the best way to get in the sun for photographer Eric. I'll just go over this way, Eric. Is that better? There we go. Shade is not good for photographers. Alrighty, so there's a lot more to come here on Local 4 Live. In just a moment, Priya Mann is going to take over the studio, give you your news headlines of the day, and then we'll bring you right back here to Belle Isle and Swim Across America so you can see all the amazing swimmers and people that are out here raising money for cancer research and patient care. We'll be back in just a moment on Local 4 Live.
Welcome back to Local 4 Live. I'm Priya Mann, and you are looking live at Belle Isle, where people are swimming to raise money for cancer research. We'll head back out there in just a moment because our Nick Monticelli is live at Swim Across America, and we'll get back to him in just a few minutes. But first, we do want to take a look at some of our top headlines this morning. A traffic nightmare over in the Royal Oak Pleasant Ridge area finally subsiding this morning. It comes after the traffic lights at I-696 and Woodward were off for several hours. The lights are now back on. No word on why the area was without power. And happening now, 4 men accused of killing a businessman are back in court again. Oakland County Sheriff's deputies found Sam Cinco shot to death at his marijuana grow business in Pontiac back in January. Authorities say the motive was drugs, as 50 pounds of marijuana was stolen. Shantae Passmore is tracking the latest on this case.
Good morning, Priya. The Oakland County Sheriff called Sam Cinco's death an execution. All 4 men from Ohio. So how did their paths cross exactly? Well, investigators believe that one of the men met the owners at Hash Bash in Ann Arbor. That's an event for cannabis advocates. Authorities believe the meeting talked about some sort of business interaction or deal. Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard said the owner let in one of the suspects, and at some point, the other men busted in. Deputies tapped the ATF to help track down the men in Cincinnati. William Creasy, Scott Brown, Deonte Profit, and Christopher Maticia are charged with felony murder, among other offenses. During this time, the family is asking for privacy following Cinco's death. All 4 men are expected in court this morning. I'm Shantae Passmore, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Shantae. This morning, we're getting a better understanding and seeing body camera video on what led up to a high-speed chase and deadly shooting on Detroit's east side. This is what Warren police say. It all started as a call for an attempted arson and domestic violence call. When officers got there, the man, Rakeem Wright, took police on a chase. You're looking at dashcam video of that chase as Wright fired shots at officers. He eventually got out of the car near his mother's home on Detroit's east side, and when officers got there, they found Wright dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
You see a suspect with no regard for the lives or safety of his own children, the community, law enforcement, or even himself. You also see the men and women of the Warren Police Department placing themselves in harm's way to prevent Mr. Wright from ending more lives that day, including likely committing the ultimate act of domestic violence, killing the female victim.
And on clickondetroit.com, we have a list of domestic violence resources. You can just scan that QR code on your screen and it will take you there. If you are looking for mental health resources, you can call 988. And we do want to get a live look over in Texas this morning. Later today, President Trump and the First Lady will travel to the state to survey the devastation caused by the flash floods that have killed at least 120 people, including a heartbreaking number of children. The President and First Lady will visit Kerrville, the hardest hit area, and they will join a roundtable discussion with first responders and local officials, as well as with meeting families devastated by the flooding. All of this comes as search and rescue efforts continue for more than a week now. At last check, more than 160 people are still unaccounted for. And heading back home now today, we could learn more about the woman accused of stabbing and killing her McDonald's manager. This happened at the East Point restaurant on 9 Mile. According to police, the manager, Jennifer Harris, sent an employee home after an argument. Well, police say she came back with a knife and killed Harris. A customer sitting in the drive-thru saw this all happening and fired a gun to stop the woman. She's accused of trying to run off, but the customer stopped her until police got there. We talked to Harris's daughter about losing her mother.
She was the best mom anybody could ever ask for. My mama, she woke up every day and went to work for us. My mama died trying to take care of us.
Oh, your heart just breaks for these kids. Police have not released the suspect's name, but she is in custody. We're waiting to learn what she may get charged with. And now let's send it back out to Nick Monticelli, who's live at Belle Isle. And Nick, okay, you found a glimmer of sunshine there.
Oh, yeah, just a glimmer. It's the whole sky, Priya, man. It's a beautiful day here on Belle Isle for Swim Across America. When we come back here in just a moment on Local 4 Live, we're going to spend much more time with Ashley Barrissey, not only talking about how she made today beautiful for this event, but also what the weekend looks like, which has some storm potential. All that when we come back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. It's a Local 4 Live. You were watching some of these swimmers exit the Detroit River. This is one of the shorter heats that was happening here for Swim Across America. He says he's okay. You doing okay, sir?
I'm all right. I got a cramp in my foot.
You got a cramp?
I'm fine.
I'm sorry. We're live on Channel 4 here in Detroit. Do you mind if I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
First of all, how was that?
It was great to be out there. I'm sorry I couldn't do better, but my hydration wasn't right. So.
I think it's still the thought that counts, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let me ask you, why are you out here?
Well, professionally, I'm part of the University of Michigan, so I'm part of the leadership team there. Personally, the cancer touches my life and everybody's. And lost my mother when she was 47 to cancer, and lots of friends since then. So it means a lot.
The actual swim in the Detroit River, what's that like?
I did it last year. It's great. It's a lovely venue, and I did better last year. I didn't have a cramp, but it's all good.
When you look and you see all the people here who are all here for one unifying cause, how does that make you feel?
Well, it's just these are magical moments, where you hear from the butterfly release earlier, where they. These are powerful community building events, and I think that's really one of the great things about a day like today. So
I probably should ask your name. What's your name?
Charlie Royland.
Charlie, nice to meet you. Thank you very much for everything you're doing today. Thank you. There's just one example. Here's one more. We're live on TV. I know you're exhausted, but I want to ask you, how was that?
It was fun. It was relaxing for me.
It was relaxing?
Yeah. I wish I did an extra mile.
There's always next year, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to bug one more swimmer as they come out of the water. How you doing? We're live on Channel 4 in Detroit. I know you're exhausted, but I want to ask you, come into the sun for me. How was that?
It was tiring, but it was fun. It worth it 100%.
Yeah. Why are you out here?
Two of my grandparents have died from cancer already, both on my mom's side. Swimming for them.
And what's your name?
Lillian Earl.
Lillian, nice to meet you. Thank you very much for doing that. Thank you. More swimmers coming out here. I do want to toss it over to Ashley Barrissey. Ashley, you can see, I think they're actually pretty comfortable. It's a perfect day to be out here.
Really? I mean, the morning shaped up to be great for that event, so I'm so happy for the folks that are obviously doing this for such a wonderful cause. So thank you so much, Nick. We want to make sure folks are prepared, though, for later in the day, as we do have some inclement weather that'll be working its way in, not just for this afternoon, but for the first part of your weekend. And so your weather story for today, storm chances. Now, for today, better chance of them reaching strong to severe limits on the west side of the state, but a better chance here in southeast Michigan come tomorrow. But really, it's two different mechanisms that we're looking at to trigger those storms. Humidity, we're cranking it up. So even if you're not dealing with any kind of wet weather, well, you're going to feel oppressive humidity as we head into tomorrow. Triple digit feels like temperatures, in fact. More storms, though, for Saturday, and it's going to be that heat and humidity clashing with a cold front. We're taking a live look outside in Ann Arbor, where it looks like the sun's coming down there, but a little hazy. Of course, it's all that moisture in the form of how muggy it is, but 75 in Ann Arbor, 78 at City Airport, 73 in Lapeer, and Monroe at 81 degrees already. So warm front lifting, and of course, it's going to be much warmer to the south as that warmer air has had a little more time to work its way in, and then we'll keep a closer eye on that cluster of storms. It's kind of just the riding along that front off to our west. And so from Kansas City all the way off towards, we'll say, Kazoo is where we have a slight chance for severe storms. That's a level 2 risk. Level 1, marginal risk for those of us across southeastern Michigan once we get to the lunch hour onward, but a little more prominent in that 2 to 10 time frame. So gusty winds, hail, flooding, all the primary threats for today, even though it's a lower end threat. Tomorrow, we're heightening that potential. So southeast Michigan under that slight level 2 risk, where the gustier winds will be a bigger concern. And we can't rule out any kind of rotating storms, though I don't anticipate a widespread tornadic event. The ingredients would be there that you could possibly see an isolated tornado. And downpours could lead to flooding, of course. So 86 with chances for showers and storms for the second half of the day. Let's look at this model data as that warm front lifts. And you can see that we'll have a few of those showers over the next couple hours into the lunch hour, really up into the thumb region. But it looks like we get more storms kind of firing off to the west around 2:30. So this is becoming a little more in line with the time frame that even the National Weather Service has put out. 7 p.m. is where we have some heavier downpours rolling through. And then as we go throughout the evening, we'll see that wane. But then come tomorrow with that cold front line of storms between that 2 and 10 o'clock time frame. But that's triggered by the cold front clashing with the heat and humidity. A couple little remnant showers can't be ruled out as we go into your Sunday morning, but the severe threat will be gone by then, and we do dry out the rest of the day. We've talked a lot about the storms, but we can't skip over the fact that the heat will be oppressive tomorrow, and if you have any plans outside besides possibly dodging storms later in the day, you need to make sure that you stay as cool as possible and hydrated, because that 90-degree high will feel closer to 100 with the humidity. So this long-range forecast for you puts us in the upper 80s Sunday. That's the relief you get from the cold front, only a few degrees, and we will hover on either side of 90 for the first half of next week. Shower and storm chances start to creep back in the forecast by next Wednesday, possibly early Thursday. And even though it brings the storm threat, I do think we get a little more relief on the back edge of the next work week. So a hot stretch we're in, and it'll be a little bit of a bumpy ride, at least as we go into later on this evening and into your Saturday as well. So that's your 7-day forecast. And let's go ahead and send it back out to Nick, who, oh my goodness.
Is that him?
Yeah, I think that's him, right in the middle of the water, Priya.
There you go, Nick.
Yep, that's me, in the pink hat and the Speedo.
Yep, to rip the shirt off, went out
Not
there,
so much.
put a swim cap on. Yeah.
We'll keep you in the water, Nick. We'll keep you in there.
Yes, and somehow lost half of my body weight in a matter of 30 seconds. Welcome back to Belle Isle, everybody, looking at all the swimmers that are now crossing the finish line here for Swim Across America. When we come back, some more incredible inspirational stories about why people are out here raising money for cancer research and patient care for the Motor City Mile, live on Belle Isle.
Welcome back. Some students logging into their student loan servicer accounts may not be able to view the progress of their loan forgiveness payments. That's because the Department of Education stalled payment counts. The temporary pause comes as litigation continues over former President Joe Biden's student loan repayment plan. It promised lower monthly payments and a faster path to loan forgiveness. Republican state attorney generals sued, saying the plans were too generous and footed by non-college educated taxpayers. The Trump administration has sought to roll back the previous administration's student loan forgiveness policies. Well, it is Friday, and if you're looking for something to do this weekend, the Oakland County Fair starts today. It's at the fairgrounds at Springfield Oaks County Park. There's animals, rides, a petting zoo, entertainment, and of course, all the fair food you can enjoy. It's $15 for cars to get in. The fair is open today through July 20th. If you are buying tickets online, make sure it's from oakfair.org and be prepared to feel the heat at the festivals this weekend, so stay hydrated. And one of Michigan's biggest free festivals is happening in Woodhaven all weekend long. The Uncle Sam Jam is a tradition when it comes to the Downriver community's Independence Day celebrations. There is more than 40 carnival rides, a petting zoo, and live music by local and regional artists. We talked to festival goers who say it is the perfect place for the whole family, or if you want to call a babysitter for a night out. And the fun is taking over the Civic Center Park through Sunday. It is free to get into the festival, and there is a shuttle to take you to and from your car. Let's turn things over to our Nick Monticelli, who actually knows a thing or two about the Uncle Sam Jam, and he knows a lot about what's going on at Belle Isle. They look like they're having so much fun, Nick.
You know what? Not only are they having fun because the water temperatures are beautiful, but they're having fun because this is a great cause, as all the folks are over here cheering, and it's nowhere near as painful as an Uncle Sam Jam slide. We're going to take you back here to the, look, there's a cartwheel across the finish line, live on Local 4 Live.
From downtown Detroit, Local 4 Live starts right now.
Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Local 4 Live. A live look now at Swim Across America happening as we speak on Belle Isle, the Motor City version of this. This is a fundraiser that helps raise money for cancer research and patient care all across the country. The Detroit version of it has raised about $500,000 in the 6 years they've been doing it. In Detroit, they've been doing it much longer across the country. You can see that there are multiple colored caps, swimming caps, of the folks that are coming in to back onto the beach here. That's because there's multiple different lengths they could have gone. They could have done 2 miles, a mile, or a quarter of a mile. Hey, friends, before you go anywhere, we're live on Channel 4. I want to ask you, first of all, how was that?
It was amazing.
It was amazing?
Yeah.
All right, so why did you guys do this?
To support the people out here today.
Okay, what about you?
To swim with my dad.
Yeah, is there a personal story there?
We're both not pretty. We're both really good swimmers, and we really enjoy swimming, so this was pretty fun to just swim together today.
Yeah, so a great opportunity to do something you love and for a good cause, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, what's your name?
Evelyn Vertrees.
Evelyn, what's your name, bud?
Joshua Vertrees.
All right, nice to meet you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to grab more people who are here at the finish line. My name is Nick. I work with Channel 4. We're live on TV right now, so no swearing, okay?
Okay.
You've got a little tattoo that says in honor of Liz. What's this mean?
So my name is Will Moyer. I'm from Dexter, Michigan. And my good friend Liz Scott recently lost her battle with high-grade glioma, a brain cancer. And I actually have her swim buoy with me.
Oh, that's hers?
Yeah.
All right, so this means a lot to you then.
It does.
Yeah. So when you see all the people out here, all the stories, all the reasons, all the emotions, how does that make you feel?
Well, I work in the emergency department at the University of Michigan, so I see a lot of people who have some really tough stories with cancer, but also some real stories of hope. So it's just nice to see people here putting something on for the forces of good so that we can do better for the cancer patients of tomorrow.
Yeah, I got to ask you, if you work in an emergency room, you probably firsthand understand how important it is to be raising money for research.
Absolutely. I do research. It's in a little bit of a different area. I research cardiac arrest and how to get more people to survive and wake up after that. But research is so phenomenally important.
Yeah. Okay, so how was the Detroit River?
The Detroit River is lovely. It's sandy and nice. There's even seaweed. I thought, we only had that on the ocean.
I heard it's warm, though.
It's very warm.
Warm. Okay, thank you so much, man.
Yeah,
thank you so much for being here. All right, hey, we're live on Channel 4 right now. You're so happy.
I'm happy.
What does this mean to you?
Oh, it means so much. I work at the Rogel Cancer Center, so it means twofold. One, I know what the research means to cancer. And this community is so good. This is a special day.
Yeah. I see you getting emotional. There's a reason, though, right?
Yeah, yes. My boss, Julie Brabs, she was an important person who was a supporter of Swim Across America, and thinking of her.
I saw a Monarch release in her name, right?
Yes, yeah.
All right, so real quickly, for somebody who works at the Rogel Center, how important and how big of a deal is it to raise money for the research and care that your team is doing?
Yes, so each year one researcher, investigator receives the grant and they're able to further their research. And it's not just like one cancer.
Right.
So it's colorectal. So it just spans all of research right now. And we need this money to further research so that we can work on prevention, cancer care, and just patient outcomes.
Well, thank you so much for all your time. Thank you. Okay, I want to talk to Patrick, who is right here. How you doing? So my name is Nick. It's great to meet you. So not only are you a researcher, right? You're a researcher. No.
I'm the co-director.
You're the co-director. Okay. I elevated you, I guess. But you're also a survivor. So can you explain why this is such a big deal for everybody?
Well, 40% of Americans at some point in their life will get a cancer diagnosis, and it always comes as a surprise. So I was happy. I was just coming out of my cancer experience, and I knew some of the organizers here that were trying to bring it to Detroit. I had a background in swimming, so I called to see if they needed a volunteer. Before I got off the phone call, I was co-director, and here I am 7 events later. And so it's been a lot of fun. I mean, it's nice to see us raise money. We've funded 6 big projects. One of them showed a lot of promise, and it was picked up by the National Cancer Institute with a $1.4 million $100,000 grant, so we were happy to see that. So it's always nice to see the results of your work. So it's happy to see stuff come of it.
Incredible turnout today, and I saw you unveiled the check of $95,000. It must feel great to give that kind of money back, not only for the purpose, but because of all the stories and the backstories and why people are here swimming.
Right, and almost everybody here has a connection. Either they're a cancer survivor themselves, they have somebody they currently know or a friend that's currently, or it's in memory of somebody that had cancer. So it's amazing all the stories that you hear. And when people register, and you'll hear them when they come to the event, and they'll talk about it. People send me emails, and they tell me the most amazing reasons why they're coming to the swim and stuff. It's really something else.
Now, it seems like, this is the 6th year or 7th year for Detroit? Okay, so it seems like it's growing every year, though.
Oh, yeah. The first year, I think we had 40 or 50 swimmers, and so to get off the ground, we had 125 this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gotten really bigger. And the first year we raised 35. Now we've raised over $500,000.
Right.
This year we've almost cracked $100,000. So it's each year gotten bigger and bigger.
And how many swimmers this year?
About 125.
125. Okay, your message to anybody who's out there who's watching this and thinking, maybe I want to go swim and help out next year.
Next year, well, there's two opportunities. We're going to do a pool swim in September, which goes toward the total at Canham in Ann Arbor. So if you're a little leery of the open water swimming, we do have angel swimmers. If you're even an experienced swimmer and you're a little apprehensive about getting in the river, we have angel swimmers that'll swim right next to you and grab you if you get a little panicky and stuff. So
get a little cramped up. Yeah.
Don't be afraid to get in the water. So I'd say if you're thinking about it, just get in and just do it. Once you get in it, you're glad you've done it. Everyone's a little apprehensive, but then once you get involved, it's great when you're all done.
Okay, last question for you. When you stand here and you look around and you see all the people, all the smiles, all the feels, and all the money that you've raised, how do you feel?
Oh, it's exuberant. And it's a lot like, I tell people putting this event on, it's a lot like putting on a wedding. The people that are putting it on can't enjoy it because you're trying to make sure everyone's having a good time and make everything's going well and stuff. But it's fun. It's a lot of work, and we'll start planning the next one next week. We'll start planning for the next year's event and stuff, so it never really stops.
Because Detroit's is the best one out of all of them, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for organizing this thing. All right, as we've been saying all morning long, I want to kind of bring you back in here to kind of set the scene and show. So when this thing started at about 8:55-ish or so, we had 3 different categories of swimmers, meaning 3 different lengths. They were either going to go 2 miles, a mile, or a quarter of a mile, and you can see the different colored caps all are designated by those different I guess you could say lengths here. If we kind of pan off to the right here, you can see lots of hugs, lots of kisses, some crutches being handed out because some people need a little additional help as we come out here. It's a very, very emotional event for a lot of people who are here because they have either been diagnosed with cancer, are in remission, or maybe currently in their treatment, or maybe lost somebody to cancer, or they're here to help with some of the research. In fact, coming out of the water right now is Kara, who we talked to at the beginning of our show. An amazing story. Who she found cancer in her femur, had to have an amputation, as you can see there, and is now here swimming to help raise money for additional research. I know we're running out of time, Producer Brecken, but because she's here, because we're live, we have to talk to her. Kara, how was that?
It was great. The water felt good.
It did? I know.
Yeah.
She's a champion. She's a champion. Okay, we will take a short break here on Local 4 Live. When we come back, we'll have your headlines, we'll have Ashley's forecast, and we'll have some more swimmers. Why not? That's what Local 4 Live is all about.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Local 4 Live. I'm Priya Mann, and you are looking live at Belle Isle, where people are swimming to raise money for cancer research. We'll head back out there in just a moment, but first we do want to get you caught up on the big news headlines of the morning. We're getting a live look at the board right now, where investors are looking to hold on to earlier week gains as the major indices react to news of potential new U.S. tariffs. The Dow closed up Thursday, adding 192 points. The Nasdaq ticked up as well, 19, and the S&P 500 about the same, gaining 17 points. We'll keep an eye on how things shake out today. And getting a live look now at the White House, where President's disparagement of Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell appears to be at a boiling point. A White House official denies that a new letter seeks to lay the groundwork for ousting Powell, but many experts disagree. In it, the Office of Management and Budget alleges Powell lied to Congress about the Fed headquarters renovations. However, experts say Trump would need to find a cause for termination or convince Powell to quit. Meanwhile, more U.S. weapons are now heading to Ukraine. President Donald Trump announced late Thursday he has struck a deal with NATO for the U.S. to send weapons to Ukraine through the alliance. In a phone interview with NBC News, Trump added that NATO will fully pay for the weapons. The announcement comes after Trump hinted earlier this week about sending another Patriot air defense system to Ukraine, which they have asked for. The president also told NBC that he is disappointed in Russia and will make a major statement on Monday. And over in California, ICE agents descended on a marijuana facility near Camarillo on Thursday afternoon for an apparent immigration enforcement operation. Aerials show what appears to be agents forming a line adjacent to the field with bystanders on the opposite side. According to a social media post from the Customs and Border Protection Commissioner, at least 10 people were found at the facility, all of whom are said to be unauthorized immigrants and 8 of them unaccompanied minors. The raid has residents fearing for their safety.
You're scaring people. They're scared to go to the store, scared to go grocery shopping, do laundry, go out for a walk or whatever. They're afraid to live. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that.
And the facility is now under investigation for child labor violations. Meanwhile, the FBI is now offering a reward in the search for someone who appeared to fire a pistol at agents during some protests. Video footage shows a man in a black T-shirt point what appeared to be a handgun during the protest and tear gassing. There are no reports of anyone being struck by gunfire during the incident. The agency says they are offering $50,000 for any information regarding the whereabouts of that person. A new study finds Detroit is the most stressed out city in the U.S. Whether that's true or not, Jason Colthorpe is giving us a chance to check in with the doc for ways to de-stress when life starts to become too much.
What's the one thing in life that stresses you out the most?
I think just paying your bills on time and keeping track of things. And, you know, like all the interest and stuff that's compounding on your credit card bills and stuff like that.
One thing that stresses me out the most is am I going to make it to the end of the day?
Tigers fandom is what stresses you out.
It stressed me out. They're staring down 60 wins. That's like 84 Tigers right there. So like sports talk radio, all the people that are speculative, like understand, just get behind this team, positivity. Let's watch these guys and have a great season.
So for you, it's not life and death, it's sports.
Yeah, it's sports in Detroit.
Obviously, stress comes in all forms. A new survey by Wallet Hub finds Detroit is the most stressed city in the country. So what goes into that ranking? Detroit's 5.6% unemployment rate in May is worst among 13 major metros. The poverty rate, also the worst. The percentage of adults with inadequate sleep, that ranked dead last. The divorce rate, second worst. Traffic congestion and job security are also factors, but apparently much better than elsewhere.
Life is going to always throw us curveballs, but coping mechanisms are going to be what we need to help knock those curveballs out of the park.
Dr. Rose Moten is a behavioral therapist. Here are her tips to take the edge off when one of these life-changing statistics can become too much, starting with a basic activity.
When we are stressed, when we're stuck in traffic, when we're having a difficult conversation, it's not uncommon for us to unconsciously hold our breath, or take very shallow breaths. So something as simple as being very intentional as taking deep, intentional breaths can really help lower your blood pressure. It can help lower your heart rate. It also can help with the clarity of thought.
Ironically, The place that allegedly causes so much stress could also be the place that helps relieve it.
We have the most beautiful river walk, in the nation 3 years in a row. And this is a great way to de-stress, to come out, to walk, to be in nature, a way to be present. That's one of the things I really encourage individuals to do, even here, is to learn to be more present, because when we're not present, we are future focused, which creates anxiety, or we're past focused, which creates depression. We've heard the saying, tend and befriend, and we know that when you can really engage with community, that can be so effective in just the quality of your life and your longevity as well.
And that was our Jason Colthorpe reporting. Experts also recommend things like meditation and journaling as ways you can de-stress. Well, we do want to send things over to our Nick Monticelli, who is not stressed at all because he's having a blast out on Belle Isle. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Priya, man. Yeah, you're right. I did not dress for the occasion. That's okay. You're looking live here, Swim Across America, as the kind of the last folks of the longest lap are coming in back to the finish line. There was an option to do half a mile, a full mile, or 2 miles. The 2 mile folks had to go 4 laps around this course here for Swim Across America. When we come back, we're going to talk more about all the work that's being done here and your ever important forecast, because today is beautiful, parts of the weekend not so much.
Guys, she's going to go rollerblade around the island.
Welcome back to Local 4 Live, everybody. A live look over Swim Across America here at the Belle Isle Beach, thanks to our beautiful drone floor and our just as good-looking photographer, Mike Ticio. He is out there working the drone for us. Eric Lewis is on the ground with the camera right in front of me, and then our amazing production staff. We've got intern Jenny and executive producer Aaron Fleming working much harder than I am, because all I have to do here is stand here and talk. We have been here at the finish line looking at the majority of the last wave of swimmers coming in for Swim Across America. You can see right now somebody coming in. The orange cap means that they did the full 2 miles, 4 loops around this course. You can see it's a little tiring, but I'm going to jump in. We're live. I'm so sorry, but I gotta ask you, how was that?
That was great. It was a great swim.
Yeah? How's the water?
Actually, really nice. I was prepared to wear a wetsuit, and then I got here, and it's a great swim. It's a great swim.
So let me ask you, why are you swimming?
So there's lots of cancer in my family, unfortunately, and I've been fortunate that with early intervention, my sister and I have both been genetic tested, and they've been able to take early intervention to prevent anything else from happening to us. So just want to keep raising money and keeping everyone healthy, and to any additional research they can do to keep preventing cancer and curing it as we can, that would be great. So
you're a part of the solution.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is your name?
Allison Knish.
Allison, nice to meet you. Thank you so much, and thank you for everything you just did today. Every one of those swimmers had an opportunity to join a team or just do it by themselves, raising money. Today, we raised $95,000. Okay, Ashley Barrissey is back in the air-conditioned studio, which, you know, sounds comfy, but, you know, the vibes out here, Ashley, are even better.
I was just going to say, I mean, just the inspiration, and then you hear the music out there, and I mean, how is it not a great time? Sun shining down on you, Nick, and so soak that up while it lasts, because we do have some storms in the forecast for today. So we'll get back to Nick coming up in just a moment, but let's go ahead and get to your weather headlines for today, as we do have chances for storms working their way in from the west. And so right now, some severe activity coming out of southwest Michigan, but we do have a chance for that to reach severe limits this afternoon here across Metro Detroit. Humidity will be on the rise, so we're cranking up the humidity along with that heat, and that clashes with the cold front tomorrow, and we'll have another very similar window come Saturday to more storms before we dry out for the second half of the weekend. Live look outside, where we do have some sunshine for now, but we are sitting in the 70s and low 80s all across southeastern Michigan. So it is a warm morning, and it's just going to get warmer from here. Warm front continues to lift, and that's creating that instability south of the front, and the activity of it, though, is moving west to east, and you're going to see that system off to our west moving along that front as well. So severe risk. Well, it's greater to the west side of the state, but all of us are going to be contending with some kind of stormy activity. So southeastern Michigan under that level 1 marginal risk. So what's on the table for today? Possible wind gusts around 60 miles per hour. You can't rule out small hail, and isolated localized flooding is a concern, just because you could get some heavier downpours that develop. Tomorrow, we're going to heighten those hazards on the table, the risk for them, because we're under that level 2 slight risk. So what you see off to the west today, as far as that threat level, shifts here because of a clashing cold front, as I mentioned. So I think damaging wind gusts, there's a higher potential of that tomorrow. You typically get that with a front that pushes through. You'll see those shelf clouds rolling in, and then small hail, flooding, and even a tornado can't be ruled out, as you might get a rotating storm. So for today, 86, the forecasted high. We'll say anywhere from mid to upper 80s, and shower and storm chances increasing after the lunch hour. This is the newest model run, so I'm going to walk you through this. I'm stopping the clock now closer to 5, pushing back this activity just a bit. So that window 2 to 10. Earlier, it looked like you could see something fire off around the lunch hour. Now looking like it's a better bet as you get closer to about 5 o'clock. And then by the time we get to 7, a little more widespread, almost looking like Monroe and Lenawee County could dodge some of the heavier stuff, not completely in the clear, as we'll still have some rain pushing through late evening into the early part of tonight. We'll get a window of drier weather tomorrow until about 2 o'clock. Then you start to see this organize ahead of the cold front. So some of those cells becoming more linear, and then as that pushes east, that could clip the east side by 4 o'clock. So overall window still about 2 to 10 tomorrow. It's just two different mechanisms forcing the storm potential from today to tomorrow. Highs tomorrow, low 90s, and it's going to feel almost 10 degrees warmer because of the humidity. So plan for that as you're planning for your weekend. We'll get into the upper 80s Sunday, so not a huge break in the heat from that cold front, and we hover on either side of 90 degrees for the first half of next week before storm chances arrive Wednesday into Thursday, and that will bring some slightly cooler conditions. So that is your 7-day forecast. Let's send it back out to Nick.
Well, thank you, Ashley Barrissey. A live look with Drone 4 hovering above Swim Across America here on Belle Isle. When we come back after a short 90-second break, a wrap up and all the money that they raised here for cancer research and patient care when Local 4 Live returns. Welcome back to Local 4 Live, everybody. A live look with Drone 4 hovering over Belle Isle and Swim Across America. And their slogan here, making waves to fight cancer. We're going to come down here back to what we call the ground camera on the production rundown. In fact, we can probably show you the band, Swim Across America, making waves to fight cancer. This has been an incredible event. They have been raising money, working towards today's event, and all of the different swimmers and their teams raised $95,000 just leading up to today. In fact, there's another event that's happening in September. They call that the pool event. If somebody is a little concerned about swimming in the Detroit River, there is another version to do it, another opportunity to do that in a pool. I want to come over here and talk to some of the volunteers that are working. Photographer Eric is going to be mad at me because we're swinging around the opposite direction, but he'll make it happen. I'm so sorry to interrupt your conversation. We're live here on Channel 4.
Hi.
Hi. You love live TV, right?
Yeah, always.
First of all, I just wanted to ask you, what's it like to be a part of this event?
First of all, this is my first year. Someone asked for volunteers, and I'm like, I'm there for you, Aaron. I work with Aaron on a day-to-day basis.
Who's Aaron?
Aaron Christensen, yeah.
Who's Aaron Christensen?
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, and she said she needed volunteers, so I'm here supporting her.
Okay.
And
Do you have any backstories on cancer touching your life or friends or family?
Yeah, I had breast cancer.
You're a survivor yourself?
Yeah.
So being here was a no-brainer?
No-brainer, yeah. I'm really excited about it. Just love the team that has been organizing this. This has been extremely well run, and I'm just so glad to see the research being done by the funds that are being raised.
Yeah.
It is amazing. Just all the help, all the support. Thank you for everyone who's donated. That's all. Thank you.
Awesome. What is your name, by the way?
My name's Darla.
Darla, nice to meet you.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Photographer Eric, stay right there. It's okay, but I'm going to go grab a prop. I'll be right back, okay? It's a little far away. It's okay. Live on
Yeah,
this
guys,
is how
Lisa,
live
since day
television
one,
works.
has been doing
We've
our
been talking
photos for
all
us here.
morning about the amount of money they have
The Robo
raised here.
Cancer Center people
Look at this
be part
giant
of the
thing.
Robo Cancer team.
Right?
We thank you for being here with us.
$95,000. There it is, right there. This is what was raised just for this event alone. The goal was $100,000, but as we said, there's an opportunity to raise more money at their pool event, which is in September, so there's still time. But by the way, I mean, $95,000 and their goal was $100,000 and there's still plenty of months left. They're going to hit that goal without a problem. A huge thank you to all the volunteers and safety folks that worked here for Swim Across America. It's been a beautiful day for a beautiful reason. Local 4 Live is going to take a weekend break. We'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, but dodge those storms, as Ashley's been talking about. Make it a great Friday, everybody.